Welcome to day 6 of our Navigating Change course. You're now past the halfway point, and I hope you're beginning to notice some shifts in how you relate to uncertainty and change. Yesterday, we worked with letting go of control and embracing uncertainty. Today, we're going to build on that foundation by focusing specifically on flexibility and adaptability, learning to bend rather than break when change arrives. We'll be noting 3 key patterns: resisting when we push against what's happening, adapting when we're consciously adjusting to new circumstances, and flowing when we move with change naturally. Let's begin by settling into your meditation posture. Find a comfortable seated position with your back straight but not rigid. Allow your shoulders to soften away from your ears. Close your eyes gently, or soften your gaze downward if you prefer to keep them slightly open. Take a moment to notice that you've created this space for yourself. This is already an act of conscious adaptation, adjusting your day to include this practice of change navigation. Now let's establish our breathing foundation. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Take a slow breath in through your nose, allowing the air to fill your belly first, then your chest. Feel your bottom hand rise more than your top hand. Hold for just a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth, making a soft ah sound. Feel both hands gently fall. This breath itself is a practice in flexibility, allowing your body to expand and contract naturally with each cycle. Let's do this together 2 more times, breathing in slowly through the nose, filling belly then chest, and out through the mouth with that soft ah sound. Good. Now allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. Don't try to control it. Just let it be as it is. This is our first lesson in flexibility, working with what's actually happening rather than what we think should be happening. As you breathe naturally, begin to notice the quality of your mind right now. Are you feeling rushed, calm, distracted, focused? Whatever you notice is perfectly fine. Simply observe without trying to change anything. Now I want you to bring to mind a current change or transition in your life, perhaps the same one you worked with yesterday, or a different one. It might be a relationship shift, a work situation, a living arrangement, or even something as simple as a change in your daily routine. Hold this situation gently in your awareness. Notice what happens in your body and mind as you think about this change. Do you feel your shoulders tense? Does your breathing become shallow? Does your mind start spinning with thoughts? Just observe these reactions with curiosity. Now we'll begin our noting practice. As you hold this change situation in your awareness, start to notice your relationship to it. When you feel yourself pushing against the change, mentally fighting it, or thinking thoughts like, "This shouldn't be happening," or "I don't want this," simply note resisting. Say it gently in your mind, resisting. You might notice resistance as physical tension, mental arguments with reality, or emotional pushing away. Each time you catch this pattern, note resisting and take one conscious breath. Good. Now notice when your mind shifts into problem-solving mode about this change. when you're actively thinking about how to work with the new situation, considering your options, or making conscious adjustments to accommodate what's happening. This is different from resistance. You're not fighting the change, but rather engaging with it constructively. When you notice this quality of conscious adjustment, note adapting. Feel the difference between resisting and adapting in your body. Adapting often feels more spacious, more creative, even if there's still some uncertainty present. Excellent. Now here's the third pattern to notice. Sometimes, perhaps rarely at first, you might catch moments where you're not fighting the change, or even actively adapting to it, but simply moving with it naturally. It's like being in a river and swimming with the current rather than against it. There's an ease here, a natural responsiveness. When you sense this quality of natural flow with change, note flowing. This might feel like openness, curiosity about what's emerging, or even excitement about new possibilities. Don't worry if you don't notice flowing much at first. It develops with practice. Now let's practice working consciously with these patterns. Continue holding your change situation in awareness, and actively practice shifting between these states. When you notice resisting, don't judge it. Simply breathe and see if you can soften into adapting. Ask yourself, what would it feel like to work with this change rather than against it? Notice how your body responds when you make this shift. Your shoulders might drop. Your breathing might deepen. Your mind might become more creative about possibilities. If you can access adapting, see if you can soften even further toward flowing. What would it feel like to trust this change process, to be curious about where it might lead? You don't have to force this. Just explore the possibility. Sometimes flowing emerges when we stop trying so hard to manage change and instead become interested in what it might teach us, or where it might take us. Beautiful work. Now let's expand this practice beyond your specific change situation. For the next minute, simply sit with whatever arises in your meditation. Thoughts, sensations, emotions, sounds. Apply the same noting technique to your present moment experience. When you notice yourself resisting what's happening, fighting with a thought, tensing against the sensation, or wishing your meditation was different, note resisting. When you catch yourself consciously working with what's arising, observing thoughts without getting caught in them, breathing with discomfort rather than fighting it, note adapting. And if you find moments of simply being present with whatever's here, without effort or struggle, note flowing. As we close today's practice, take a moment to appreciate your growing flexibility. You're developing the capacity to recognize when you're stuck in resistance and consciously shift toward adaptation and flow. This is a profound skill that will serve you in all areas of life. For your daily practice, I invite you to use these 3 notes: resisting, adapting, and flowing throughout your day. When you encounter any kind of change, from minor inconveniences to major transitions, pause and notice which pattern you're in. Then see if you can consciously shift toward greater flexibility. Remember, the goal isn't to never resist. It's to recognize resistance quickly and have tools for moving toward more skillful responses. Take one final deep breath, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Well done.